It's a beautiful foggy morning out today. My name is Jeff Morris and you're watching Moon Missions August-September 2020, episode 4. Photographing the Sturgis moon in early August wasn't easy and definitely didn't go as planned. Clouds blocked the moon 5 out of the 6 times I tried to shoot, and on the night of the full moon, when I was lucky enough to have clear skies, I got kicked out of an empty parking lot by security just minutes before moonrise. I tried to find another target to shoot in the area, but ultimately failed due to not having enough time to properly plan something. Okay, I got a couple cameras set up. I'm really not getting anything tonight. Tonight's gonna be a complete bust. The frame's just completely dark. Look, there's the International Space Station. How boring this shit is. I did manage to line it up perfectly on top of the building, with zero planning, but it's a fucking boring shot if you ask me. The audio I recorded on this day was garbage because it was a little too windy, so I'm just going to do a voiceover for this part of the video. Today is August 31st. I'm back here at Harbor Island again to time-lapse the Corn Moon rising behind the First Allied Plaza building in downtown San Diego. I plan on shooting the same building over the next couple of nights. This way you can get a good idea of what kind of shots you can expect from shooting the day before, day of, and day after the full moon. The same building won't line up all 3 nights, so I'm gonna have to pick a different building for the 3rd night, but we'll get to that later on in the video. The reason I picked the First Allied Plaza building for the first 2 nights is because the northwest corner is made of glass and you can see the moon rising through, and it's pretty cool. It looks great when the sky is light and also has a nice silhouette when shooting after dark. The moon rises at 6:51 p.m. tonight, a full 23 minutes before sunset. Because the sky will be so bright, I'm going to set up my exposure, ISO, and aperture for a normal daytime shot. Be sure to have a sturdy tripod to help keep the shot nice and solid. I have the cameras a little bit lower today because I'm by the water and it's a bit windy. You can also see I have some ankle weights holding down the bigger lens camera to really stop the camera shake. You also want to make sure you clean your lenses before shooting, and if you're shooting time-lapse like I am, make sure you have a clean sensor. Nothing's worse than getting home and checking out your time-lapse and seeing a bunch of dust spots. It's easy to remove from a couple of photos, but it can become a real nightmare when you're trying to remove it from a couple hundred frames in a time-lapse. Alright, I don't know if you can see it, but the moon is lining up right about now. Looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. As you can see, the shots turned out pretty cool. My alignment was on point, but the sky was a little bright and ended up washing out most of the details in the moon. The sky will be much darker tomorrow at moonrise, and will produce a much nicer time-lapse. It's September 1st, and I'm back for round 2 here at Harbor Island. Tonight the full corn moon will rise at 7:25 p.m., about 12 minutes after sunset, and will line up with my target at 7:38 p.m. The sky will be nice and dark by then, and should make for a much better looking time lapse. Okay, the moon is rising right now and should come out from behind the buildings downtown in a couple of minutes. Wow, look at this. The moon is moving through frame just how I planned it. So happy right now. Another perfect alignment. Let's cut to the clip. Tonight's shoot couldn't have went any better. Everything lined up exactly how I planned. The sky was just dark enough for the moon to show plenty of detail, and there was just enough leftover sunlight to light up the buildings. Alright, it's now Wednesday, September 2nd. I just got to Harbor Island. There's a bit of clouds over downtown, but I see a break in the sky, so moonrise might happen. Moonrise is actually at 7:55 p.m. tonight, 43 minutes after the sun sets, so the sky's gonna be pretty dark by the time it lines up with the building at 8:05 p.m. I should have planned this shoot a little bit better. The First Allied Plaza building in downtown doesn't line up tonight, so I'm gonna have to find another target. I have a couple ideas, so let me set up real quick and see what we can figure out. I ended up picking the Santa Fe Springs Grande South building. I've tried to shoot this one before, but haven't been able to get a decent time lapse of it. I don't really like the way it looks from here on Harbor Island, with all the other buildings so close to it. I'm sure I'll be shooting it again in a future episode from a different location. Here comes the moon. My alignment looks great, but I'm not that hyped on the composition. It's not the best moon lapse I've ever shot, but I'm still happy I was able to get out and shoot 3 nights in a row. Looking back at all 3 nights of shooting, and I definitely like the stuff from the night of the full moon best. The day before was cool, but the sky was a little light and we lost a lot of detail in the moon. The day after had a nice big orange moon, but I just really didn't like my composition that night. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite shot of this month's moon. Possibly my best shot of the year. I really like it, but there's still a couple months left in 2020, so we'll see. Alright, that's it for episode 4. Let me know what you think of the video down in the comments, and as always, feel free to ask any questions you might have about this episode. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when I upload new videos.